I bet you sit your ass down somewhere. Good morning. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How you doing? JQ, how are you? I'm doing great on this morning, doing real good on this morning. Got my ass up on this lovely Tuesday. Nice and sunny outside. Done cleaned up. Y'all don't know this, but every day I try to, well, the night before I plan out my days. Sometimes I plan out the whole week. Like this week is already planned out. So I got up and got straight on the schedule, and now I'm in here finna chat it up with you all about what's going on out here in the media. It ain't too bad, dang. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some of these topics. We back on orange. It says, Trump strips Hunter and Ashley Biden's Secret Service protection early after giving his own kids a $1.7 million extension in 2021. Sources say Trump personally issued the order and complained about the cost of protecting Biden's children. Ironic, considering how many agencies his own family has trailing them on a luxury trip and business deals. This is petty. I already told y'all yesterday. If you haven't, go watch yesterday's episode 55. I told y'all yesterday, Trump is out to get revenge. And he's using our justice system to do it. He's using our government to get revenge on the Democrat Party. The right wing been saying online that, and for years, that they feel like the left used our government to bring charges against Donald Trump. So since they did that, he's with a tick for tacking. In a typical white fashion. Any way he could use words, he's using words. He's using words to overly express what he wants to get done. And it's working. Oh, Biden signed an executive order before he left, but did he use a pen? No, he signed it electronically. Oh, well, we don't know who signed that order. That's not an executive order of protection against Hunter Biden. No, it's voided. Y'all already know what I think about this. So I'm just gonna keep y'all updated on the level of pettiness, cause it's coming. Also, remember I told y'all yesterday that the judge ordered Trump them to turn the plane around and bring all those people that they were deporting back. They didn't. The person that's I can't think of his name right now, but the guy who's over our defense, like in our airspace, our defense, he said that when the judge made the order, the plane was already outside of America's jurisdiction, so he could not order the plane to be turned around, which I think is a complete lie. An order is an order. You can call the man of the plane and say, hey, turn the plane around. You're the only one who could order the plane around. You chose not to. And you used the fact that, it's not even inside of America's jurisdiction anymore. It's outside of America's jurisdiction. So I have no call anymore. We're going to be moving right along, though. We're going to be moving right along. The level of pettiness. And it's crazy. It's crazy that you're going to deliberately defy a judge order. Deliberately. What kind of country are they running? But we finna move right along.
Big story tonight. A 22-year-old Milwaukee man charged in the homicide of a transgender woman.
The man charged told investigators he was being blackmailed. Christina Van Zelst is live with the new information we're learning today.
Davion Steed is the man charged in this homicide. Prosecutors say that he shot and killed Amari Dior at her home back in February. Steed told investigators he was being extorted. 22-year-old Davion Steed is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the February killing of a transgender woman, Amari Dior. Prosecutors say he shot Dior 3 times at her home on North 95th and Brown Deer. Thursday, he made an initial appearance in court where he pleaded not guilty.
He's 22. He doesn't have any criminal record that I'm aware of.
When you combine that with the allegations that we see here in the misdemeanor facts, it even more explicitly outlines the incredible threat to the community.
Prosecutors say the two were messaging each other on Facebook for a month before meeting in person. Investigators say when they went through Dior's phone, they came across a Facebook conversation where Dior was threatening to expose Steed for having relations with a transgender woman and demanded Steed pay her. When investigators showed Steed a picture of Dior, prosecutors said Steed replied, quote, "I know dude as just a blackmailer," and quote, "You would think it's a female." A vigil was held for Dior last Saturday. Just hours before that vigil, Steed was arrested during a police chase that ended when the car crashed near 60th and Hampton. Video shows him running from police. Steed and a 23-year-old were arrested. And today in court, Steed's bond was set at $500,000. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
Rest in peace to you, Amari Dior. And I hope your family finds some peace. This is very sad. So according to what I just heard, a guy was messaging, had been messaging this trans woman, and the trans woman threatened to expose this person unless they paid them. Now, I read some of the comments, and the comments were saying like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This is what happened when y'all try to trick people. And I did a little more research into this too. So from what I've picked up, I don't know if it's true or not, y'all, but from what I picked up on doing my little small investigation is, they had already messaged each other and met up before, from what I read. Now, over time, I don't know what transpired for them for her to start wanting to say that she will expose him, but that's what ticked him off to go and boom. So a lot of people in the comments saying stuff like trying to trick people and no. Amari, I must say this. I don't think that trans women should play with their lives like that. Like play with their lives of using their gender dysphoria, using their transition as a weapon, weaponizing it. It's not to be weaponized. It's not to be played with. And y'all know how a lot of men are already in our country and around the world. Nobody, especially black, y'all know they not with their gay shit. No matter how much you want society to be, as of now, they not with it. They never really been with it. And so playing with men, like weaponizing your transition, like using it as a weapon against a man. Come on, y'all. Like, y'all got to do better at protecting yourselves. Not saying, what he did was wrong. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Because he didn't want to live in his truth. He didn't. And then this is what they do when they go kill trans women. The first thing they holler is that she tried to trick me. She tried to trick me, knowing damn well you already knew. You already knew. You already knew. Y'all had already had hooked up before. And society has a big, it's his fault too, but society play a role in this too. Because society won't allow people to live in their truth. They say, oh, it's 2025. You just don't nobody care. Yes, y'all do. Y'all see how y'all over here doing Diddy. Y'all ain't talking about none of the people that supposedly are victims other than Cassie. Y'all are talking about all the men and the baby oil and all the booty that he possibly was playing in at these freak-offs. Y'all don't care about, y'all ain't really talking about none of the so-called victims. Y'all are talking about the baby oil, all the men that were there, and all the booty. Who was doing who was sucking who, why so much baby oil? Because y'all, especially the black community, y'all are intrigued by hearing men closeted sex stories. Y'all y'all look at it as comedy. It's funny. It's worth picking on. It's worth laughing at. It's worth making a joke out of. I don't know how y'all get a kick out of talking about what a man did with his motherfucking dick. Y'all get a laugh up out of that. Y'all get a laugh up out of that. Y'all, they was in the comments laughing. Like, this is funny. There's nothing funny about this, bro. Someone just lost their life. But really, she wasn't exposing anything. She basically was pulling the curtain back and shining the light on somebody who's standing in the shadows. And that person didn't want no light shined on them. Which is not a crime. Especially if it was true. It's not a crime. So he wanted to silence her by killing her. That's what makes it so bad. She did nothing wrong by saying she was going to expose you because y'all were actually missing. Y'all had already met up before, allegedly. It's just real sad that society will not authentically allow people to live in their truth respectfully. It's causing people to feel like they have to shut other people up to not tell their truth. Imagine if society allowed men to live how they want without judging them, actually embracing it. There'll be so many people out here, they ain't gotta feel like when it comes to somebody messing around with a female, they ain't gotta hide. And she got a mouth. She'll expose. You can have a baby mama and everything. She'll expose you for cheating. You ain't finna go kill her and yoke her up. You're gonna let her run off at her mouth. Because that's what girls do. Same thing with this trans woman. That's what girls do. They run off at their motherfucking mouth. You gotta be careful fucking around with these women. Because one thing about women, they mouth big as fuck and loud as fuck. And what you gonna do? Beat it out of them? Kill them? Shut them up? No. That's gonna cause people to even talk even more because you trying to shut us up when you know this is true. It gotta be some truth for it if you want the mouth to be shut. Rest in peace. And men, y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. We are in a time where when men need to start standing on what they want. And stop allowing others to tell you who you are. That's the problem. He didn't want nobody to tell him that he was gay or look at him as gay. Now you finna go to prison where there's no women. It's nothing but men and booty holes. The same thing you was running from, you finna run to. Y'all heard Trump just passed that new order. No trans in military and no trans in the prisons and no trans. Yes. So they finna end up in there. They're gonna be right on up in your jail cell. You get to hide right on up in prison. When you ain't hiding nothing, we already know what's up in your jail cell. It's not no pussy. It's plenty of niggas. What nigga want to go to prison and be around a whole bunch of niggas for all fucking day? And then tell me something, oh, I like pussy. No, you don't. You like niggas. You gotta like niggas. You keep putting yourself in situations to go over here and be prison and locked up with these motherfuckers. Rest in peace, Amari Dior. Speaking of transgender, New Jersey hospitals now asking parents to identify newborns' gender identity and sexual orientations. Parents in New Jersey are now being asked to fill out forms at hospitals identifying their newborn baby gender, identity, and sexual orientation, including options like transgender, genderqueer, gay, or straight for newborn. This isn't satire. It's part of a new state law requiring hospitals to collect demographic data for all patients, including infants. One hospital, Inspira Health, has sparked major backlash for including babies in the rollout of this questionnaire. Critics are calling it confusing, tone deaf, and a waste of time, asking what purpose it serves when the baby hasn't even left the hospital bassinet yet. Supporters say it is about promoting inclusion and building long-term public health data. But many parents and lawmakers are asking, what exactly are we doing here? Really? What is the purpose of this shit? Let me go to the comments. Somebody said, which of the following describes your baby? Lesbian, gay, bi, a fucking baby. The fuck? Homelessness is at an all-time high, and they worried about gender. America is a joke. This cannot be real. Bro, what the fuck? Stupid ass shit like this makes the community look so fucking unhinged. Society is mentally unwell. I agree. I don't know if they say they do it to collect data, but I don't know if they're trying to see if, since Trump is in office, and he passed these laws of coming after the parents who influence children that they're any other gender other than the one they were born as. He said that's a crime now, allegedly, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard him say, any parents that promote that their child is another gender other than the one they were born is against the law. So I guess since he did that, all these hospitals, especially the ones that support the right, start doing stuff like this. And I think it's more for the parent's evaluation, not the child's. The parent is conscious and aware. So they're not doing an evaluation on the child. They're doing an investigation on parents to see, are these parents out here mentally stable to be taking these children home? That's what it looked like they doing. I think that's what it's giving. It's giving like, no, we're just doing the data. We're just collecting data. You ain't collecting data for no reason. So I think they doing this for y'all parents. They trying to see if y'all off y'all rockers or what y'all on. What is it really giving? Hopefully they stop this. But I don't see this stopping. I see this enhancing. I see them jumping on the bandwagon. The bandwagon of mentally trying to see if these parents are out here mentally challenged. Moving right along.
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. My boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like, your kids. And I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he gonna straighten the other ones out. Right. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
I agree with a good 50 or 60% of what he said. I'm half and half around it. Half and half. Okay. He said that masculinity in the American home has been taken away. I'm going to start here. A lot of people, especially women, have been traumatized by men, especially black men. Especially black men, they are traumatized. And I think a lot of women has realized that hyper masculinity is a problem. It really, really is. It can become a problem because it's like y'all are saying that without the masculinity, they're not men. So you put so much in them to try to take out it's like you're saying it's kind of like you're saying, I don't want them to have no femininity in them or be in touch with nothing feminine. So I'm not buying them a pair of Jordans. I don't need them to think that they need to look good and da 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 da. No, you're a man. And I think a lot of women see that. That's why a lot of women coddle their boys. A lot of women, when the fathers are not in the house, they try to show their boys how to be sensitive, how to communicate, how to showing them that it's okay to cry, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay. It's okay to be in touch with a softer side of yourself. It does not make you gay. It does not make you less of a man. A lot of these men out here are ruthless. They're not in touch with their sensitive side. They're not vulnerable. They're not keeping it real. You know why? Because they was raised by hyper masculine men, or somebody in their family was pushing hyper masculinity. So they don't show that something's bothering them. They don't even talk about it. You know why? Because you got fathers like this that are putting in them stuff like that. Like, no, you're a man. You're a man. You're a man. You're a man. He already knows that. I'm a man. Didn't nobody have to ever tell me that I was. I knew I was a king from the time I was born. This staff, but This staff down here lets me know what I am. I don't need you to tell me. I don't care if I'm feminine or not. I am a man, whether you like it or not. I was born with the Triton. I am a king. And so to really, pour hyper masculinity into these boys, when they get out in the real world and they don't know how to be sensitive, they'll be respectful. They don't know how to be sensitive though. They don't know how to come to their woman and talk about their problems. You know who they gonna go to? They daddy. The hyper masculine one. And most of them gonna tell them, no, don't let us see you cry. Nah, you can't tell her that. Nah, you can't show them this. Pushing hyper masculinity. That's why we have a lot of men out here running around. It's like they created a fine line of what masculinity is. And you can't do anything outside of there you consider feminine. Feminine. It's so bad now with hypermasculinity. Men can't even eat a hot dog. Men cannot eat a banana. Men cannot eat a popsicle. You know why? They're gonna be looking at him like, why are you eating that banana? Why are you eating that popsicle? Like, I've seen somebody break a banana in half 4 ways, right? Just so it won't look like, y'all know what I'm talking about, so it won't look like going in their mouth. Like they put a little bite of that shit and ate off the side of it. Just so nobody around them can be like, why he eating that hot dog like that? Once again, promoting hypermasculinity. Hypermasculinity is, I ain't gonna eat no hot dog, bro. I don't eat no hot dog. I don't eat no bananas. They ain't Pete. They ain't me. Huh? I don't wear pink. They ain't me. Huh? It does not make you less than a man. So I don't agree with half of what he said. I get what he's trying to say. Like, the way it sounds like he said he's raising boys that ain't too pretty. They'll go out there and cut some grass, take trash out, change some oil, protect their mom, take initiative and stand up and do things without somebody having to ask you to do shit. Be on your P's and Q's. And these are all kind of traits of men. But pushing hyper-masculinity onto these children, it don't, in today's society, it don't always pan out the way men think. That's why a lot of these men don't know how to communicate with their woman already. Because they so hyper-masculine. They can't. She gonna think they weak. But moving right along.
Women know that good men exist. They just don't want to admit it when they can't attract one, so they make that excuse. They got a grandpa, an uncle, a brother, a daddy, a cousin, a nephew, a male friend that they know and see is on the right path. They can't possibly believe those are the only ones.
I agree. Women, y'all know there's a lot of good men out here. There's a lot. The problem is when you can't get and keep a good one, then you want to say it ain't you. You want to blame it on the men. A lot of times, women, y'all got to look at yourselves. It has to be something in the milk. When you see women around you with good men, and you see good men around you, every man around you is not a dirty dog. If it is, then you need to be changing your environment, because you're not going to attract a good man, because all you do is hang around dirty dog men. True. You're not even in an environment or a place to attract a good man. Look what you got around you. So I agree with her. A lot of y'all know that good men exist. Y'all just, make an excuse because you can't attract one. A lot of y'all just need a little therapy. That's all, just a little. A lot of women out there think they don't need therapy, and men. But we all need therapy. Not a life coach, therapy. So that we can sit down and identify with some of these past traumas and get ourselves together on the inside. Because a lot of people think their inside is not seeping on the outside, and it is. We can see you. I know you like to cover it up and dress it up real nice, but when it comes all the way down to it, your insides are seeping through. You can hide it for a little bit, but once somebody get comfortable in your space, they see them clothes come off, they see all the makeup come off, and then they see the real you. And then they can't handle that because that's not what was presented to them. They see the inside seeping on the outside. So y'all go get y'all a little therapy because good men are out here. Good men out here. I saw a video last year. This woman got online. She was crying online. She was like, "I'm so tired of being alone. I've been waiting. Where is my partner? Where are the good men?" And I'm like, first thing that came to my head was, damn, beautiful woman, you say you got an education, you got this, you got all these things, but you cannot attract a good man. You got all these good qualities about yourself, but you cannot attract a good man. I know you see people around you with good men. I know these good men know other good men that looking for good women. Heck yes. So she might need a little therapy and don't even know it. But moving right along, Tamar and Toni Braxton. Didn't want to really talk about y'all today, but came up on the docket. So Tamar posted for her birthday, a beautiful, beautiful picture for her birthday. Yes, they're my beautiful girl, beautiful, 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 beautiful woman. And she said, "It's my motherfucking birthday. Don't get me wrong. I'm so humble, will always be. But in this chapter, I'll never dim my light so others can shine. This time, I'm remembering who the fuck I am because I almost forgot the Tamar Braxton." And Toni Braxton, her sister, tried to message her and on Instagram and then made a post like, "Well, I tried to message you and wish you happy birthday, but you have me blocked." So Tamar came and responded and was like, "Yeah, but you could have called. You have my number." Instead, you want to get online and be messy and mean and try to say, "Oh, I wanted to wish you happy birthday online," like you don't know my number in real life, just to let everybody know that I have you blocked. And then when Tamar tried to explain why she got Toni blocked, if she ever does, the world gonna say, "Here she go again, hit dog hollering." So Tamar made this post saying, "Nobody's gonna ruin my birthday or dim my light." I love the Braxtons. They've always been up and down with them because they're sisters. But since Tracy is gone, I hope y'all stick together. The older y'all get, the harder it's going to get. Because y'all all have your own individual lives. And you realize that you don't have to deal with anything or anybody. You don't. You don't have to be around. You don't have to be around nothing you don't want to be around. It's very important for y'all to sit down and resolve y'all problems. Y'all are sisters. And y'all love one another. I would love to see y'all stay together. All right. And we've come to the end of our show today. Yes. I have one more question before I get out of here. Women and men, how do you all deal with silent treatment from your partner? I deal with it by not. First, if I notice the silent treatment, I will ask, Is there something wrong that you like? Is there something wrong? How are you doing today? How are you doing? Is there something wrong to that with you? If they say no and the team want to be silent, I would allow them to be silent until they're ready to talk. I would not try to figure out why they're silent. I would, I've already asked. Is there something wrong with you, or is there something you would like to talk about, or is there something you was going through today that you'd like to speak on, or if there's something you have issue with? And if they don't, leave them alone. A lot of men get timid when their woman is silent. And to me, when you start doing that, that's like a signal to a woman that you probably have done something and they need to get on their investigation sheet. Hell yes. So don't feed into none of that. Just, if someone is silent with you, and the least you can do is ask, are they okay? Is it something they would like to talk about or speak with you about? If they say no, then allow them to have their space and be silent. They just might need to be silent. They might not feel like talking to anyone at the moment. All right, y'all. I would like to thank each and every last one of you all for tuning in today. Yes. Everything that you've heard here today are allegations brought to you through the media for observation, opinion, deep conversation, and laughs and giggles. If you haven't already, follow me on all social media platforms. IG is at the.jqshow. TikTok is at the.jqshow. And Facebook is at Jaquavius Martin. Thank you all for tuning in to the JQ Show today. And I will see you all on tomorrow. Later.